Hello and welcome to this week's 3-Minute Thursday. In the next few minutes we're going to cover the topic of how to get a mortgage if you're self-employed and the steps you need to take to do so. In just a few moments I'm going to go through some steps that you need to take as a self-employed person to get yourself mortgage ready. Before we do that, I'm going to answer the most commonly asked questions from self-employed people. So how much can you borrow? Well, a lot of people that are self-employed will have high profits, possibly high turnover, and then a low net profit. Now, as a rule of thumb, most lenders will look at the net profit and the amount that you declare to the taxman and what you pay tax on. So as a rule of thumb, if you want to work on the amount that you actually have as net profit and times that as a rule of thumb by about 4.5 times. I have only got 1 year's accounts. Can I still get a mortgage? Well, the good news is there are still some lenders that will look at 1 year's accounts as long as you've got a 18-month trading history and the accounts are obviously all good and up to date. A small caveat to that is that in 2020 at the moment, a lot of lenders are a little bit more restrictive in terms of that particular criteria and are looking at a lot more longer term. I've got 2 years accounts. How is my income worked out? More often than not, the lender will look at an average of the last 2 years net profit that you've made within your company or self-employed. Now with this, it's important to note that if your company has a decline in profit, the lender will then go on the most recent year as opposed to a combination of an average of the last two. Every lender is different, every person's circumstances are different, so I would always recommend speaking to a professional mortgage advisor. Get in touch with us and we see how we can help. So I am a director of a limited company and claim dividends. How much can I borrow? Well, I don't want to disappoint you, but that is a whole nother video in itself. Director of limited companies, you'll be able to find that video here if you want to have a look at that, and that will go through the answers with that for you. So you know what you can borrow, you know roughly how much you can borrow, you know what your net profit is going to be. What do you do next to apply for a self-employed mortgage? The first thing you need to do is to make sure your accounts are 100% up to date and 100% submitted to the taxman. Whether you do that yourself or via an accountant, that is the first thing you need to make sure of. Once you've done that, most lenders will require a tax year overview and or a tax calculation. Most lenders will require both. So a tax calculation and a tax year overview. If you're self-employed and you do your tax returns yourself, you are able to go online and you'll be able to produce those documents yourself. If you have an accountant, then they will be able to produce those documents for you. I think it goes without saying now, if you see my other videos, always recommend to check your credit file, make sure there's no nasty surprises hiding in there. We work with a credit file agency called checkmyfile. I'll put a link in the description below and you can use them for 30 days for free. So now you've got your accountant's reference or your documentation that you need to prove your income. The rest of the documentation we will request from you, for example, passports, driving license or utility bill, bank statements, and any proof of deposit that you'll have. As always, and with all of these things, everybody's circumstances are completely different. So it's really important that you speak to a professional advisor that knows exactly what they're doing and can work within your circumstances to find the best mortgage product that is available for you. Once again, I'll put a link in the description below to our website and to our contact details. If you want to get in touch and ask any more questions, please feel free to do so. As with a lot of our 3-minute videos, it is quite a big topic to go through in just a short period of time. So we have also made a slightly longer video, which is here, which will go into more detail as to exactly what's required of you if you're self-employed. Just want to take the time to say thank you very much for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and ding the bell for future episodes. And if you want to get in touch with us, please feel free to do so in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.